Cathedral family, we believe that serving saves us all, and church is no longer just one location we attend, it's everywhere we go. So it's imperative that we all speak the same language and have one place to connect. Here at the Cathedral, we communicate only one way: Church Center. On January 29th at 6:30 p.m., we will have our annual Teen Nights 2022. This is a night of vision and training. Here you will learn we are simply a place of restoration and equipping. A place where we pray, we develop, we worship, we serve one another, and we invest with God. If you serve on any of our teams, it's required for you to attend. Well, we will do great things together in 2022. We will see you on Saturday, January 29th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. And remember, we are the Cathedral everywhere we go.
We're back.
And I still have a question. Does the church have a future, Pastor?
Same question you had last week.
Same question.
And I have the same answer. Let's replace that question with a better question. Does the future have a church? So let's jump right in. Last week, we asked the question, why do you go to church? I did a random survey. Why do you go to church?
Why are you there?
We cleaned that up a little bit. So the question is really, what do you hope to receive
While you're there?
while you're there?
And
And we talked about that last week. We addressed it. We talked about being intentional and answering that question. This is why I go, right?
yes.
And so tonight we want to address the second question. Question one, what do you hope to receive?
Question 2. What are you going to do with what you received?
Boom. What are you going to do with what you received? In your devotion time,
Yes.
why don't you share the story that you were sharing with me, the parable, the
Yes,
little boy,
the parable.
loaves and fishes.
Yes.
All right.
So the boy went to church. 5,000 plus people went to church to hear Jesus teach. And this one little boy planned on being hungry at some point. And at the point when Jesus asked, does anybody have any food? Only this one little boy was
So-
willing, and it became enough to feed 5,000 plus people.
So the one little boy, I'm just going to pick it apart.
Pick
I
it
just want to
apart.
unpack it. One,
We're talking about going to church.
apparently he had already answered, why am I going to church?
Yes.
Apparently he had been before because he planned, packed a lunch. He knew Jesus was a long-winded preacher.
Right.
And so he planned, packed a lunch, and he went.
Yes. He went
Um,
prepared.
Yeah. And the story is Jesus wanted to feed the 5,000, told the disciples, he said, let's see what everybody has.
Find out what's out there.
They found a little boy that had 5 loaves, 5 fish, right?
Yeah.
Or was it 12 loaves and 5 fish,
Yeah.
something like that. Anyway, he had some bread, he had some fish,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He shared it.
Jesus multiplied it.
How did he multiply it? He blessed it.
He blessed
He
it.
blessed it, and then it multiplied.
Then it multiplied.
Whole different sermon there that Jesus can bless your small and it multiplied. We can do a whole different thing,
Yeah.
but they distributed it. Everybody was fed.
Yes.
Everybody was blessed.
And there was leftover. There was some leftover.
There was some left over. What
Yeah.
happened to the leftovers?
The boy took it.
Jesus gave it back to the little boy.
Yeah.
You know, here's a question. Out of 5,000 people, are you telling me that there was only one person that had food?
And we've heard that forever preached. Only one person was willing
Yeah.
to share.
Well, we've heard it forever preached because I'm the one that's preached it forever. I haven't heard other people preach it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have never heard anybody else preach that about that, but
Right.
I got questions. Are you telling me out of 5,000 people,
One
only
person-
one person had something to eat?
One person was willing to share.
There was only one person willing to share.
And then after the sharing came the multiplying.
So when he shared it, everybody was blessed because of
Everybody.
what he shared.
Because one part, yeah.
Because one person shared, they were all blessed. And then after the blessing, they took what was left over, and it went from being 12 loaves and 5 fish to 12 basketfuls
Yeah.
fragments
Baskets
that was
to
given
feed people.
that was given back to the little boy. And we talked about this morning in our devotion time, that Jesus will bless what you've shared.
Yes. He'll bless what you have.
Yeah, he'll bless what you have.
Multiply it when you share it.
And everybody that it was shared with is blessed because they all received the blessing. They all
Yeah.
ate.
Yeah.
but the one that shared it,
It was
the
multiplied.
blessing was multiplied.
Yes.
And man, when Pastor Beth was sharing that with me today, and we're just kind of unpacking it with each other, my brain exploded because I knew what we were going to talk about
Yeah.
tonight. And I said, we've got to tell that story. We've got to change the way we do church. We have to
Absolutely.
change the way we do church, because most people come to receive something, and we're only answering half
Half of the question.
the question. You know, why do I go to church? Man, you got to answer that question. But what do you do with what you received
When
when
you're
you
there.
got there? What do you do? Do you share what you've received? And if we could flip the church, if we could just flip
Oh.
the way we process information, the way we think. I didn't come to church today to get something. I came to church today so I can get something, and I can give
Share.
from that. I can share from that.
Absolutely. And we have places where we receive things, you know, our prayer services. You know, we are a house of prayer, you know, intercessory prayer on Monday night. People in the
If you
building.
want to know how
people are
Jesus
open their
feels about
homes.
church, he said, "My Father's house is a
It is a
house
house of prayer. There has to be prayer. And so we have that available to people. Do you
Yep.
share it?
Well, let's talk about things that the church shares.
Okay.
All right. One is prayer. Everything is here. We are a praying church. Everything we do is built on that concept. Pastor Bev, you actually host a virtual prayer service every Monday night, and it just shifted.
Yes.
So tell us real fast, one, why do we have Monday night? First of all, we call it a prayer service. It's not. It's intercession.
Yeah.
Is what it is. So what is intercession?
It's when we pray, and we're not praying for people, we're praying as people. We're praying as people going through the things that people are going through.
Mind blown. Wow. What a great concept. I'm not praying for you. I'm praying as you.
you.
Man, talk about
Bearing one another's burdens.
standing in the gap.
Yeah, being a gap filler.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because here's the truth. Sometimes things happen in life and you don't have the words to say. You can't pray. I've been at places before I was empty, you know, and thank God for somebody
That stood in the gap.
that didn't pray for me. They prayed as me. And that's what
Absolutely.
true intercession is. So that's really what's happening here.
Yeah.
We're standing in the gap. Now, we just opened that up to other people, other prayer warriors, intercessors to be
Yeah.
here on campus. So what is that resource for?
What is the prayer for? For other people.
Yeah, we made this change. We brought more people in. What is
Yeah.
that resource for?
For more prayer.
There you go. More gaps are filled.
More gaps are filled.
You know, so it'll still look a little the same. Pastor Bev's still here in the studio, still leading, but right outside behind us here is filled with teams
People.
of intercessors who have come, and they will receive something from,
Yes.
just because they're here. They will receive
Just
from
because
that
you're
prayer
here.
service,
Yeah,
but they're going to do something with what they receive. We're going to
Yes.
stand in the gap for people.
absolutely.
A few other things that we want to. And I hate to use the word change because we're not trying to change
We're
church.
shifting,
Right, we're developing.
developing.
We want to add to, because even in a shift, sometimes people think, oh, well, it's not this. We're not stuck in either or.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's either old church or new church. That's not it.
No,
It's all church. It's all
it's
church.
all church.
Like, you know, if you come on campus here on Sunday, you know what you're going to, we're going to sing and worship God. We're going to
give,
preach.
We're going to
We're
worship.
going to pray for people. We're going to do all the church stuff. And we're not trying to change that. We're not trying to not do that. We're trying to answer the second question. What do you do with what you've received?
Yeah,
Let's do something with that. If you come on Sunday and you get all that, man, do something with it. If you come Monday and you get that,
do something,
do something with it. Pastors are asking me now, you know, that, hey, are you guys going to reintroduce Wednesday nights to your service? And I'm going to say, I don't know. As of right now, I don't have
Not
any.
without a plan.
I don't
not
have
without a
any
vision.
plans to right now. I don't have a vision to right now. I would rather give you something else
Yes,
instead of having you come
and you receive.
and receive from me. I would rather meet you where you are and give you something that you can
Oh.
give to somebody else.
to the people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this midweek, this believers loving and sticking together. You know what this is?
Doing life together.
This is just about us doing life together. And so
Yeah.
I would rather meet you where you are, at your home, on your cell phone, on your tablet. I want
wherever.
to meet you where you are, and let's take 10 minutes and just give you something that you need so we can do life together, and you know, you can give it to somebody else. You can be blessed by it, and you can bless somebody with it, right?
Absolutely.
And then you've probably seen the last few weeks, we've been dropping these 30-second inspirational clips pulled from our sermons. I dropped one a few weeks ago.
Ding ding.
Hey, the sermon was all about you're engaged in a fight, and a lot of us
This
lost.
is just a round. This is just
And
a
it's-
round.
And we're discouraged because we lost, but hey, it's not the whole fight.
Not the whole fight.
It's just round one. It's time for I said, somebody ring the bell. Ding,
Ding,
ding, ring the
ding.
bell. Let's do it again. I've
I'm
had,
still breathing.
without instruction, without me telling people what to do, I've had more people that have come back to me and said, Pastor, I had a coworker that was struggling. And I walked up to him and I said, hey, ding, ding. And they said, what are you talking about? And he said, and I showed them that 30-second clip. Or I was at the store and I was just drawn to this person. And
Yeah.
I went and said, hey, I know you're going through something. Watch this with me. I've had more people without me telling them what to do with it.
Sharing what they have.
They were blessed because they received it and they did something with it. They did something with it. And so,
What we hold has to have purpose.
yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, so we got a big event coming up at the end of the
Yes.
month.
In just a few days.
Yeah, just a few days. So it's our team conference. You can find it on our Church Center app, the 29th. We're going to tell you why and how to use
The how
all
and
of these
why.
new resources and tools that we're about to
To
introduce.
share.
And when you come on Sunday, the 30th, I'm going to preach what you do with these. How do you make it matter in your life and somebody else's life?
Absolutely.
You don't want to miss this weekend. So, hey, until next time, I love you.
Peace out, people.
She loves you. He loves you. We'll see you next time.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
Does the church have a future?
I think the better question is, does the future have a church? And